million fund whose own bureaucrats say reminds them of the sponsorship scandal, whose executives give money to their own companies.
Pierre Poilievre has once again shaken the foundations of Canadian politics with his fiery confrontation in Parliament. In a heated exchange, Poilievre took direct aim at the Liberal government, exposing what he calls a massive cover-up involving a $400 million scandal.
This is a $400 million scandal involving Liberal appointees giving millions of dollars to their own companies. And
this confrontation, filled with sharp accusations, has left many Canadians stunned and questioning what the government might be hiding. If there's one thing clear, it's that Poilievre isn't backing down anytime soon, and the Liberals are feeling the pressure. Trudeau's constant dodging only adds fuel to the fire that he can't seem to put out.
Minister lied, and I quote, lied to the committee. Why is this minister and his boss, the Prime Minister, covering up this scandal and waste of Canadian tax dollars?
Right now, Canada is grappling with soaring inflation and skyrocketing housing costs. It's tough out there for Canadians trying to afford basic necessities like food and shelter. Housing prices have doubled under Trudeau's leadership, while food prices have risen 36% more in Canada than in the United States. Amidst this economic turmoil, another issue has surfaced: the $400 million green slush fund scandal.
Stick around. Will the Prime Minister shut down the slush fund and get Canadians back their money?
The Auditor General has identified 186 conflicts of interest, and the Ethics Commissioner has already found one Liberal appointee guilty. Yet instead of turning over documents to shed light on this massive scandal, Trudeau's government is stalling, refusing to cooperate. It's almost like Trudeau is more interested in covering his tracks than fixing the mess he's made.
Slush fund. The audit found numerous conflicts of interest and that millions of dollars were handed to companies without following the proper rules. But the Auditor General,
Poilievre, leader of the opposition, took the floor in Parliament to expose this scandal, pointing out that Liberal MPs are handing millions of dollars to their own companies through the Green Slush Fund. He directly questioned why the government is withholding critical documents that could reveal the truth. The Liberals' excuse? They claim releasing the documents would violate the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. But to Poilievre, this sounds like yet another excuse from a government scrambling to hide its mistakes. The truth is, Trudeau would rather see Parliament paralyzed than have his scandals exposed for all Canadians to see.
The Speaker has ordered that the House of Commons can deal with no other business until this corruption motion is dealt with. So when will the government hand over the documents? And
this fund, supposedly set up to promote green initiatives, has been revealed to be a breeding ground for corruption and conflicts of interest. A whopping 186 conflicts have been identified, with millions of dollars allegedly funneled to companies tied to Liberal appointees. It's like Trudeau's government saw taxpayer money as their personal piggy bank, and now the whole thing is blowing up in their faces. Instead of owning up to the mess, they're doing everything they can to keep it hidden. The Auditor General played a crucial role in bringing this scandal to light. After digging through the details, the Auditor General found that Liberal insiders were giving themselves a nice payday by directing millions to their own companies. This blatant self-dealing, right under the nose of the Canadian public, has shocked everyone. Poilievre has been relentless in demanding that Trudeau's government hand over the documents to reveal just how deep this scandal goes. But surprise, surprise, Trudeau's team is stonewalling. Trudeau must really think Canadians are too distracted by inflation and housing prices to notice his shady backroom dealings.
Supports for senior supports for young people, increased investments in childcare, bringing childcare fees down to $10 a day.
To make matters worse for the Liberals, the Ethics Commissioner launched an investigation that led to a guilty verdict for the chair of the Green Fund. This isn't just a matter of poor judgment, it's a clear ethics violation by those in Trudeau's circle. And still, the Liberals refuse to hand over the evidence to the RCMP or the public. Poilievre's calls for transparency have only grown louder, but Trudeau keeps dodging like a seasoned pro. If there's nothing to hide, why is he so afraid of letting the truth come out? Maybe because his government's ethics have been in the gutter since day one. Parliament is at a standstill, and Pierre Poilievre is not holding back in placing the blame squarely on the Liberal government. He's frustrated, and for good reason. According to Poilievre, Parliament has been paralyzed by Trudeau's refusal to release crucial documents tied to the $400 million Green Slush Fund scandal. Instead of focusing on fixing Canada's economic crisis, rising housing costs, record inflation, and out-of-control food prices, Trudeau's government is more concerned with keeping its dirty laundry hidden. Poilievre isn't just calling it an inconvenience, he's saying it's a full-blown obstruction of justice. But Trudeau? He's too busy running from the truth to care about getting the country back on track. It's almost like Trudeau thinks keeping secrets is more important than serving the people. What's really at stake here is more than just political embarrassment. It's potential criminal activity. Poilievre has been hammering home the idea that the Liberal government is hiding key evidence from the RCMP, protecting those involved in the scandal. He's not mincing words.